So a little while ago, I read The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Why are love triangles so messy? Not to mention that we're learning everyone's trauma now. That's great. And I loved it, rated it 5 out of 5, so good. And then obviously I went impulsively buying the rest of the series. I kind of just wanted to see how long it might take me, so I'm gonna try to finish the series in like 24 hours. Not try, but like see if I can, because it's not like I'm gonna force myself to finish it within the 24 hours because I want to enjoy myself. I don't know, it just seemed like a fun little challenge. Plus, I've always wanted to try one of these 24-hour challenges, so I'm doing it with a timer because I'm a college student and I can't waste my sleep. So I'll just give my little review of the first book right here because I already read it, obviously. The first book is basically about 5 teenagers who have like these natural abilities. They solve cold cases for the FBI, which means like they solve cases that the FBI couldn't figure out. It's like a little mystery thriller series YA, and it's so good, so fast paced. There's a love triangle in it, which I really enjoyed, and I'm rooting for one of the characters. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's Dean. Here are the rest of the books in all their glory. The first book I have on my shelf right now, but I'm like too lazy to go get it, but these are the ones that matter. So I might not start the challenge tonight. I might start it tomorrow or maybe Saturday even, because I have a friend coming over tomorrow, but I don't know. If I start it tonight, you'll know, obviously. So I have a friend sleeping over in the other room, so that's why you guys will see a time lapse. And I don't normally like to record myself reading, but for the sake of this video, this is gonna be the one clip in here because I can't record anything while my friend is in the next room because she'll definitely hear me. So my rules for this 24-hour challenge, I'm going to be turning on the timer whenever I'm reading, and then I'm going to be turning it off whenever I'm not reading. I think that's pretty obvious. And Killer Instinct is the second book in the Natural series, and I believe it might be about Dean because it said Killer Instinct, and he's like the one who had like that one parental issue, you know? It's really interesting so far. Our mystery just got introduced. It's kind of like interconnected with the first book, but not really. The love triangle is definitely getting a bit more intense. I finished my stats homework, so now I'm celebrating by updating you guys on my book. So we're officially at the 1 hour mark. I think you guys already saw with my time lapse. I think I'm on page like maybe 64 of Killer Instinct. I'm not sure. Chapter 9, I think I know I'm on, but not too much has happened. Our mystery got introduced. It kind of has to do with like one of the Naturals family situations again, which I kind of wonder now if all the books will be like that. This one I think mainly is about Dean. There's also a new agent in this house. It's the daughter of the director of I think the Naturals program or something. So that's interesting because she's apparently also connected to Dean's past. Also, Dean was so much more smiley in the beginning of this book, and then trauma just got dumped on this poor guy. Like, why can't they just let him be happy for a good 10 chapters maybe? Actually, I might not even be on chapter 9. I might be on like chapter 6 or something. I can't even remember. The chapters are really short in this book, so it's just like skewing my numbers a bit. I also like that I know now like the significance of like the word you, because there are like these chapters that are called you, so it's like good that I have that insight now. The love triangle is obviously getting a bit more intense. I wish we got to see Cassie and Dean dancing in the beginning of this book. Their little friend group was like dancing outside, and like Dean was the only one standing there, and they were trying to encourage him to come dance, and he was just standing. I wish we could have gotten to see him and Cassie dancing because I am still rooting for Dean. I mean, I guess Michael's okay. He like got injured in the first book, if you know what I mean, if you read the first book. Yeah, he's okay. I've warmed up to him a bit, so like if Cassie ends up with him, won't be too mad, but I still want Dean. But I'm gonna have to start studying for linguistics now. I know I said I just finished linguistics, but it's just like midterms are coming up. I probably should not be doing this challenge right now. Probably a bad idea, but you know what? I'm doing it anyway. It's like 1:30 a.m. so I have to go to sleep because I have to attend a child's birthday party tomorrow. But we are officially at the 2-hour mark, and I'm on chapter 19, page 140. Things are starting to get good. This killer in this book is kind of imitating the way Dean's father used to kill, and obviously Dean is gonna get really involved with this one. Sadly, we don't get his POV in this book. I really wish they switched POVs because I really want to know how these other characters think. Each book got bigger as the series went on, so it's just like I thought we would be getting more characters POVs, especially the last book. Like the last book is so much bigger compared to the other ones, but it's fine. Cassie's POV is all right. I also like the fact that we're kind of getting to know the characters through her eyes, because then it's just like she's getting to know them better and like starting to get along with them a bit more. I think my favorite character out of these books is Sloane for some reason. I don't know why, but I really like her. I think she's so cute but complex at the same time, and it's just like I really want Cassie to like get to know her a bit more because we really don't know too much about her. I wonder if any of these books are going to be about her actually. Like maybe this one with the dice on it. I feel like that would be fitting. We have a couple, I guess, suspects on who the killer could be. I'm not sure if any of the characters we've been introduced are actually the killer though. It might be like someone else we don't know about, or like someone we have met, we're just not suspecting them quite yet. Jennifer Lynn Barnes mystery books are really interesting, even though this is like only the second one I've read. I think the Inheritance Games by her is also a mystery book. I'm not really sure. I was never really interested in this one. I was mostly interested in the Naturals by her when I first heard about it, but I'll probably definitely read the Inheritance Games once I finish these books, because I do have the first 2 books on my shelf. And it's just like, that series is so popular. I like did get a bit of FOMO whenever someone mentioned it, so like I'll definitely read it eventually. But the Naturals, definitely really good. I don't read too many mystery books actually. I normally read like fantasy and romance for those of you who are new to the channel, but I think I'm on pretty good pace so far. Like, I'm on page 140 and it's been like 2 hours and 19 minutes, and I feel like that's my normal reading pace. I can normally read about 50 pages in an hour, a little over 50 pages maybe, and because these chapters are so short and like the font is like so big, I feel like I'm reading like 10 more pages because of that. I'm not really sure if I'm on the fast side or the slow side when it comes to reading. The only reason I finish books so much faster than other people, I think, is because I like reading so often. So it's just like, I'm not really sure what's the most amount of pages a person can read in an hour. Honestly, leave down in the comments how many pages you think you can read in an hour, because I'm actually really curious now. In high school with a couple friends, we would ask each other, how many pages do you think you can read in an hour? And I said 50, which was like pretty accurate. I think I have gotten a bit faster over the years. But then psychology, I take a psychology class too. I think my teacher mentioned something about your brain gets slower after the age of 20 or something, and it's just like, oh my god, no. But I'm not really sure if that applies to reading or if the slow thinking just applies to like processing information maybe. I feel like that's around the same thing though. But yeah, I have to go to sleep. It's like 1:40 now. I talk for way too long, so good night. It's actually been 5 days since I updated this vlog because I had 2 midterms to do. Just finished them today actually, so I'm good to read for the next sort of 2 weeks because that's when my next midterm is. We are on our, well, close to 4, I guess. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I am on chapter 31, page 237. It's getting so good, guys. I'm seriously wondering who the killer is in this book. I don't know if I specified like who the characters are in this book in this video, because I know I specified who they were in the video where I read the Naturals, but I don't think I did for this one, so I'm just gonna say it now. Like I said, there's 5 characters. Our main character, who's the main perspective, is Cassie, and she's a profiler. We also have Dean, who is also a profiler, and then Michael, who is an emotion reader. Then we have Leah, who's the lie detector and can also lie really well. And then we have Sloane, who's good at memorizing and statistics, math, numbers, that sort of stuff. There's a love triangle between Cassie, Dean, and Michael. Really interesting because the dynamic between like Michael and Dean is really interesting because it's not like they hate each other exactly, but they're sort of distrusting of each other, I guess. And like I said, I am rooting for Dean, but I have warmed up to Michael. In the first book, I didn't really like him as a love interest for some reason, but then I kind of warmed up to him near the end. And in this book, we're getting to know him so well here. And oh my god, these characters have been through so much. When I tell you, they have been through so much. Like, we learned the reason why Michael learned to be so good at emotion reading. We still don't know about Leah and Sloane. Oh, and I guess you guys wouldn't know this because I didn't read the first book in this video, but like Cassie's mother in the first book was murdered, and that was kind of like the mystery they were trying to solve in the first book. Not really, but sort of. I don't really want to tell you guys too much in case you do decide to read these books, but I just wanted to mention I love the fact that Cassie is getting so much closer to the girls in this book, like Leah and Sloane, because Sloane I think is probably my favorite character in these books for some reason, even when we don't know too much about her. But it's just like, yes, love the girl friendship so much. And it's just like, I like that we're getting that development in this one, because in the first book she was kind of getting close to Dean and Michael. She's getting even closer to Dean in this book, which I like, but I love the fact that she's getting close to Sloane and Leah. And like, I read somewhere that Leah is kind of like probably the most disliked character in these books. I don't know where I read that. I don't know if that's true, but I kind of like Leah from the first book. I feel like she did have a bit of motive, because it's just like Cassie's the new girl and she kind of just made everything a bit more complicated with the love triangle, obviously, but obviously that's not solely Cassie's fault. I kind of understand why Leah was sort of annoying in the first book, and I really did like her. I really want to know how she thinks, and I really do wish we got the other characters' POVs. Also, Sloane is so cute. I really want to get to know her because we're getting to know Leah quite a bit in this book too, and the side characters and the agents. If you couldn't tell, I'm a very character-driven reader, so I really like getting to know about different characters. This mystery, I feel like, is also a bit more intricate than the first book, although the first book was also really, really good, but this one, we're kind of just going all over the place because the characters don't know where to look. Because Dean's father, he's not the killer in this book, it's a different person, but like I said before, the killer in this book is imitating Dean's father, and Dean's father is a very like cunning person. He's good at misleading other people, and I think the killer in this book is kind of taking reference from that a bit. So it's just like, we have no clue. Jennifer Lynn Barnes does such a good job of making you mistrust everyone. But yeah, that's pretty much all for tonight. Again, at the 4-hour mark, I want to say I'm going to sleep now because it's 11 p.m. and I have to wake up at 6 tomorrow, but if I'm being honest, I probably won't go to sleep now. I officially finished Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes at 6 hours and 19 minutes. Can you guys see that? Oh my god. Yeah, sorry, my filming's really bad. I don't really know how many pages this book was. 375. I read 375 pages in 6 hours and 20-ish minutes, which I don't know if that's good or not. Oh my god, I don't really know what I'm feeling. This is why people don't read mystery thrillers thrillers at night, or I guess very early in the morning. I'm like extremely happy with this book, but also very intrigued on what's gonna happen next. I think the thing I liked most about this book was the fact that Cassie got to know like other characters, but also figuring out who the murderer was. Oh my god, it was like amazing. I'm not even kidding you. Like there was so much happening, but it was so good. I actually had chills for most of this book because I'm just like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming. Although I am kind of stupid when it comes to mystery books, so it might have been predictable to some people maybe, but to me, could not see it coming. I really wonder what the third book's gonna be about though. Definitely gonna read the third book, obviously. I mean, that's basically what this video is, but I was gonna read it regardless if I was filming this video or not. I'm like really wondering who the main killer is though. I'm not gonna tell you guys what I mean by that, but there's like this one killer we haven't figured out yet from the first book that sort of carried on to the second book. So I kind of wonder if that's gonna be like the main thing throughout this entire series. It's like 2 a.m. right now, but I'm like buzzing with energy because of this book. Also, I don't know if I can sleep. I was being honest when I said this is why people don't read mystery thrillers at night. You just can't stop thinking about them, but also they kind of creep you out in a way. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this series though. Like it's just like I want to read them so badly, but at the same time I feel like I shouldn't rush myself. But also I don't feel like I'm rushing myself if I feel like reading them. If you couldn't tell, I'm gonna rate this a 5 stars like I did for the first book. I have to warn you now, I am biased when it comes towards series that I really like. So if I'm being honest, I'm probably gonna rate every single book in the series 5 stars, but I don't care. I don't know if I'm gonna start it right now considering it's so late. I'm gonna start soon. All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Wait, this is the third book, right? Yeah, okay, book 3 right there. It has Di on it. I'm like really wondering if this is about Sloane because I love Sloane so much. She's so cute and curious, but at the same time we don't really know too much about her, so I really hope we get to learn about her in one of these books. And it's just like Di also seemed fitting. But anyways, I just want to continue talking about this ending because like, oh my god, poor Cassie. Ever since she joined this program, she's been going through tornadoes, hurricanes, disasters. Not literally, but it's just like I feel like that's the only way I can describe it because it's just like this poor girl. Oh my god, what happened near the ending of this book was crazy. It was literally like a horror movie. Being chased, you know, I don't think I could ever be chased. I'd probably be killed in an instant, not gonna lie. 1, because my stamina is terrible, and 2, I just don't like exercise. Although I guess the adrenaline might pump me. I don't even know why I'm thinking about this. These books are the reason why I'm thinking about it, obviously, but at the same time, don't really know why I'm thinking about that. I think I am probably gonna go to sleep though. I want to read the third book so badly right now, but it's just like I kind of need my sleep, even though it is the weekend. I guess it's technically Saturday right now. I could stay up late, but I probably shouldn't, so I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll probably start this book tomorrow. Oh my god, no way. I was about to go to sleep when I forgot to mention anything about the romance. That is so unlike me. When I tell you the love triangle took a turn in this book, oh my god, I'm so happy with it actually. Like, that's probably already spoiling you guys, the fact that I'm telling you I'm happy with it, but I don't care because I got what I wanted. It was so good. Like the progression in this book, like you could just tell it was gonna happen. It's definitely gonna get more dramatic though, considering the love triangle isn't exactly a love triangle anymore. Oh my god, I feel like I'm spoiling, but it's just like I want to talk about it so badly because I love that it happened. But yeah, anyways, that's all. I'm probably gonna go to sleep now. I'm not really sure about that, but probably. Okay, we are currently at 8 hours and 11 minutes and I am on page 103 of All In. This is pretty good so far. Like I was really happy with the second book and I'm really happy with how this third book is continuing. So from the events of the second book, Cassie and like the rest of the naturals have been allowed to like work on actual cases because cold cases are like cases that happened in the past but aren't currently happening, but they were also like cases the FBI couldn't figure out. Those were the only cases they were allowed to work on, but now they're allowed to work on actual active cases, and that's what this third book is about. And guys, I'm getting what I want. This book is about Sloane and I'm so happy. Apparently she came from Las Vegas, which I don't know when that was mentioned. I have a pretty bad memory, so it was probably mentioned somewhere. I just couldn't remember. We're getting these crumbs of her though, and it's just like I feel like they need to hire a therapist or something at this point. It's just like that's the one thing the FBI didn't think of. All these poor kids have trauma. One bucket gets dumped, another bucket gets dumped, a third bucket gets dumped, and then the fourth bucket isn't allowed to dump itself apparently. Apparently Sloane has some sort of secret brother or something like that. I don't really know. Again, don't want to give you guys too much. Learning about her family situation is definitely interesting because like I think her father may have been introduced, but her mother hasn't been introduced yet. And then the case about Cassie's mother is sort of progressing in this book as well. In the second book, it was definitely like not there as much. I mean, it was mentioned every now and then, but in this book, we finally got a bit more progression. And then Michael definitely going through it because if you took the hint about what I said at the end of the second book, love triangle isn't exactly a love triangle anymore, and Michael doesn't take things very well, especially when it comes to his anger. So he's a bit all over the place right now. I kind of love Leah in this book though. Like she's the one who gives like the reality checks, and then like she said this thing to Cassie where she was just like, you make Dean happy, so please keep making him happy. And I'm just like, yes Leah, I love you you for that. But also Cassie and Dean's relationship in this book is so cute. Like, it's kind of just like those two are the one uncomplicated thing in this book, and then everything else around them is just complicated, which I like, because it's just like there's this one spot of calm and then chaos all around them. Also, most of the time I don't like reading about relationship drama, even though it makes it realistic, I know, but it's just like they had their drama in the first two books. Please just let them relax a bit when it comes to their relationship in this third book. I'm also wondering if like Cassie's family, who's like still alive, will ever learn like what the Naturals program actually is, because like in the first book she sort of lied to her family saying that she was going off to like some sort of government special school thingy that didn't involve the FBI, and obviously that was a complete lie. She's working on active cases now, so I'm just wondering like, will her family ever know that that's what she's doing? We did get to meet Cassie's dad in this book though, which was interesting. I don't really know what to think about him. It's just like he didn't do much, but also I don't know, I feel like he was also at the same time a catalyst for things. Oh my god, I can't tell you guys everything, which like bugs me. Like even telling you about the characters' family situations, I'm like worried those are spoilers, because if people want to find those things out for themselves instead of me telling them, it's just like I'm worried those are also spoilers, but I'm like giving minor details. We still haven't learned about Leah. Like we've gotten crumbs of her here and there, obviously, like with every other character, but there hasn't been a book solely about her like there has for like Dean and Cassie. Sort of Michael's been sprinkled a lot throughout every book, I think. There's one more book after this and it's called Bad Blood. I was kind of right about the die on this. The die with the numbers on it definitely give off Sloane, which is why I thought this book would be about her. So glad I was right. Anyways, I think that's all I wanted to say. I kind of have to go take a shower right now, but I'll probably continue reading tonight because it's only 10:30 on a Saturday. I'm re-recording this because I accidentally recorded on a time lapse earlier. I am on hour 9 right now, and I'm also on chapter 27, page 153. I forgot what I said earlier. I forgot to mention earlier that I like how the Naturals kind of have like their own unspoken language with each other, because they each have like different abilities, right? Like there's the emotion reader and then like the lie detector, and then like Cassie and Dean have like their profiling. Sloane is kind of like an oddball, but she's cute, so we love her. But in a way, they don't really have to speak to each other, but when they do properly talk and like tell each other secrets they've been keeping from each other, it's like so great because they're like so supportive. And then like the family aspect in this book, I didn't expect to love it so much. Also, I love the fact that Cassie and Sloane are becoming like closer friends in this book, and also Sloane just confiding in Cassie. I don't know, I just love relationships developing in this book. And obviously the mysteries are great, but I feel like the family aspect is really taking over. I don't think I ever talked about the mystery in this book. So like I mentioned before, Sloane was born in Las Vegas, so this book is set in Las Vegas right now, and they're going to different casinos because that's where the murders are taking place. So far it's been 4 casinos, 4 deaths. Sloane is kind of like the one trying to figure out the math, right? And so she sort of figured it out but then didn't. It's like so weird how the killer kind of just stops. I don't really know how to explain this. This mystery is like really interesting because we have like no suspects here in a way, which is really weird. In the first 2 books we had like suspects right away, but then you kept second guessing yourself. But then this book we almost have like no one, so there's like nothing to second guess yourself on. You're just like really curious on like who it could be. But anyways, it's like 1 a.m. right now. I might continue reading, but I don't think I'll update you guys until tomorrow, so good night. I just recorded a really short video, so that's why the background is so fancy. But anyways, I am on hour 10 of this challenge. I'm like 3/4 into the book. I'm on page 238. I kind of had to stop in the middle of a chapter because I need to go do the dishes. This book is actually really brilliant. Like I don't know how Jennifer Lynn Barnes came up with this stuff. Like it must have been a headache for her to write this, not gonna lie. But it's just like with all the numbers and stuff, she explains it so well, but it must have been like such a headache to like come up with this. And also Sloane is so sweet, and I love how everyone is so protective of her. Like it's just like all she wants to do is be useful, but everyone is just like, we don't care, we care about you, we just want to protect you because you're so sweet. She's literally the nicest person ever. Like she might have her little quirks, but that just makes me like her so much better. Like literally they're all just like, if you don't like Sloane, we're gonna beat you up. And I was like, oh my god, I love this like friend group so much. Like just the family in this, again, obsessed with it. And also the mystery, again, it's kind of crazy like what's unraveling here. And also just how every book in this series connects. Like it's kind of mind-blowing actually how Jennifer Lynn Barnes comes up with this stuff. One thing will be mentioned and then maybe you'll forget, but then it's brought up and you're just like, oh my god, that's actually brilliant, what the hell. And also this angle is so much better than when I filmed my other video. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish this tonight, but I kind of want to try because I have to go over to my grandma's tomorrow for Thanksgiving dinner. So I don't know, it'd be nice to get this out of the way before school started again. Not to mention I also have midterms. Another good reason to get this book out of the way because one, I really like it and I don't really want to have to read it in between midterms. Also Sloane's family, oh my god, I don't really know what to think about some of them. Like her brother, again, don't know what to think about the man because we hardly know him and most of the characters hardly know him. So it's just like what to think about this man. No clue. Like is he manipulating them in some way? Is he just acting or is he really innocent? consistent, like, you know. But I also have a feeling that we haven't really gotten into like any of the real suspects yet. I don't know if this will like connect to the fourth book. Normally with these books, like the main mystery that's happening in them, it ends when the book ends, but also at the same time there's like this underlying mystery that's connecting all 4 books together. It's really, really good. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go take a shower, then I'm gonna read more of this book until I need to go to sleep. So I'll probably see you guys again later tonight. Okay, we are at 12 hours right now, but that doesn't matter because what matters is the ending of this book. My heart went from heartbroken, then my brain went from shocked to even more shocked to just what the hell just happened? Like, what? I don't know what happened. I mean, I do know what happened, but it's just like everything makes so much sense, and yet some things were just like, wow. Okay, this was definitely a 5 out of 5. Like, I think this was the best one out of 3 I've read so far. I don't know if I'm excited to read the last book or if I'm sad because I don't know what I'm gonna do once I finish the series, but it's just like I need to get to the 4th book. Oh my god. First of all, seeing Sloane actually feel like some sort of real emotion, it was just heartbreaking. Then we learned a bit about Leah. Oh my god, Leah was crazy. Michael and Cassie kind of solved their issues a bit. I keep forgetting to mention, but I like Dean and Leah's like brotherly sisterly relationship, and then how Dean is like so gentle with Sloane, how everyone is gentle with Sloane. And then Cassie, oh my god, Cassie has gone through so much throughout this entire series. Like, I know I keep saying that. It was insane, the ending of this book. Not to mention how Jennifer Lynn Barnes is just connecting everything from like past books, like even the smallest things. Like, you need to pay attention to everything when you read these books. And I mean everything. Nothing in these books is insignificant. Like, even the tiniest detail, even if you think it's not important, it is. I think my jaw dropped like about 10 times near the ending of this book. Like, it was actually crazy. Did I mention this was a 5 out of 5? I think so. I wonder how long it took Jennifer Lynn Barnes to plan all of this. Like, what the hell? Like, how do people actually plan mystery novels? I'm really curious now. But yeah, anyway, we're at the halfway mark. I don't know if I'm gonna start the 4th book now. I really want to though, but it's like 1 a.m. but I need to go to my grandma's tomorrow for Thanksgiving. It's technically Thanksgiving right now, so happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about this book. Like, this ending was so freaky. Look at the comparison of like All In and Bad Blood. Bad Blood is huge. Like, what the hell? I'm excited for it, but it's just like, what's gonna happen? Apparently there's also a novella in the series, but people don't seem to like it, so I don't know if I'm gonna read it. I'm probably not gonna read it in this video. If I do ever read it, I'll probably read it sometime in the future. I think my heart dropped into my throat. I can't even count how many times. I know I keep saying how shocked I am by the ending of this book, but really, it just had that much of an impact on me. Like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Not because it like scared me. It might have scared me. I don't know, but it's just like I'm gonna be thinking about this over and over again. I'm not gonna be able to eat at my grandma's tomorrow. It's just like the food is gonna be dropping all over the floor because I won't be able to stop thinking about this ending. But yeah, I might start this tonight. I might not. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Okay, we are on hour 13 of this challenge, and I am on page 61 of Bad Blood. Cassie is kind of keeping a secret from Dean that she went to go visit his father. I don't know, there's that between them right now. I also forgot to mention that Michael and Leah sort of have this on again, off again relationship sort of thing, and right now it's on again. It's a very complicated relationship because it never ends well whenever it's off, and Leah kind of said something that made it a bit more complicated, so now it's just like I'm kind of confused on her feelings in this relationship. Also, I love how like there's a guy named Jude in here, Agent Jude. He's not really an agent, he sort of is. He's like an old military member or something, but he's the one who takes care of like the naturals, and he's kind of like their parental figure. But it's just like Jude and his 5 traumatized children. We're kind of looking for, I guess, a group of killers in a way in this book, and right now we're back in Michael's old hometown, so obviously not fun for Michael because he has to be around his father. Yeah, I don't know, that's pretty much all I want to say. I mean, I'm only like 60 pages in, so not too much else I can say, but I'm gonna go take a shower, then I'll probably read some more of this before I have to go to sleep. I have class tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to take a pause from this challenge in between classes, but I don't know, I guess I'll see. Okay, we are currently on hour 15 of this challenge, and I'm on page 159, chapter 28 of Bad Blood. So I'm actually re-recording this because my footage earlier was messed up for some reason, so I kind of just wrote the things down that I want to say. So first of all, we have Leah and Michael's bad relationship. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't want them to get together. Like, I think they're such a mess. Like, first of all, Leah's a lie detector, Michael's an emotion detector. Both of them together already sound like a disaster, and they're kind of already a disaster. Second, someone close to Cassie went missing. I'm not gonna tell you who, obviously, but it's just like the people in Cassie's life just seem to go poof. Like, that's all I'm just gonna say one is her dead mother and then there's the second person. Like, what the hell is going on? Well, I know what's going on, but I'm not gonna tell you guys, obviously. And then lastly, there's this new character, and honestly, I feel like it's such a perfect time for a new character to show up because we went through like the first 3 books, right? And now that we're on the last one, this huge tomb. Also, I found out the novella is at the end of this book, which is why this book is so huge. I think this is such a perfect time for like a character like this to show up. Like, I'm not gonna tell you the specifics, but it just seems like such good timing. Also, I really like her because of the fact that she likes Sloane. I love her and Sloane's interactions. Like, the new character is just like, oh my god, you're so cute. And then Sloane, I don't know, I think she's just clueless, but she ended up giving the new character like a goldfish. I know there's more important things to be talking about, but I can't get over them. I find them so cute. I didn't expect to like this new character either because, I don't know, it's just that feeling of a new character slipping in to this crowd, right? You think, well, okay, it's gonna take me some time to warm up to her. It did for a bit, but then it was really quick and I started to like her. I think it's because we have this mutual feeling of liking Sloane, you know? Like, her a bit more than me, if you get what I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I gotta go work on an assignment right now, so I'll probably talk to you guys a bit later if I can get some reading in. Okay, we are on hour 16. I am on page 256, chapter 44. This is like kind of creeping me out, not gonna lie, but like in a good way where I'm like intrigued. But this is like definitely a different vibe from like the first 3 books, and I'm kind of liking it because it's just like, if all the books felt the same, then obviously it would get boring. But it's not like each book felt the same. It's more like each of them had like the tiniest change in feeling whenever you read like the next book in the series, and it's really interesting to me, honestly. So we're in this sort of creepy town right now, and let's just say a cult is involved. Leah sort of got herself into some trouble. A lot of new characters are showing up, but it's like not that they're popping up in your face showing up, more that it's just like they're feeding the plot in a way, in a good way. I really have liked Cassie and Dean's relationship in these books though. I don't know, I think they're good for each other, unlike Michael and Leah. Michael and Leah still kind of scare me when it comes to their relationship, not gonna lie. And it's just like, Dean is kind of ticked off at Michael for being with Leah, and I can understand why, because they're not exactly the best for each other. Poor Sloane is just there watching everyone going through their relationship problems, their trauma, and poor Sloane went through so much in the 3rd book. Like, girl's not having any time to process whatsoever. Also, Cassie has a lot of like hidden memories, I guess, that she's trying to uncover, so that was interesting to figure out. I think that's pretty much all I can say. I can't really say too much, obviously, because I'm on the last book, so it's just like I don't really know what to say besides like really vague things. So I think I'm just gonna go to sleep because I do have to wake up at 9 tomorrow because I have a class at 11 and it's 1 o'clock right now. So good night. I'm probably gonna go to sleep. Okay, it's been a few days, but that's because I've been busy studying for my midterm. We are on hour 17, closer to 18, but still hour 17. I'm on page 330, chapter 57 of Bad Blood. I just finished studying for today, so now I have time to read, so thank God, because I've been wanting to read this book so badly. We had a bit of a jump scare. There was like a thing where we thought a character died. It's okay, we're good. No one died yet. But now I think, I don't know, something happened. All the characters blacked out. And I keep forgetting with Jennifer Lynn Barnes books, you have to pay attention to everything, and I mean everything, because what just jumped out at us near the 85% mark, it was actually crazy because I really wasn't expecting it at all. Since it's been a few days, I can't really remember what I wanted to tell you guys. I really should have written stuff down. I like how Leah is starting to open up more. She's definitely like had some character development from the first book to this book, although I still liked her in the first book, but I heard she's not the most well-liked character in this series. The new character is still really liked, and then Cassie is really going through it with like these hidden memories and everything. Like, it's kind of crazy, like these reveals and stuff. But I think I have around 50 pages left. I'm not sure because again, there's like this novella at the end, but it's kind of like messing with my head a bit because I keep thinking I have so much more left, but really it's only 50 pages and then the novella is like a good chunk of this. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading this. I'm also including this in another video, so like that's also messing me up because I'm recording 2 videos at once right now. But yeah, I'll probably see you guys when I get to the end of this book. Okay, we're on hour 18. I actually finished Bad Blood pretty quickly. A lot faster than I thought. So I don't think I'm gonna read the novella in this video, mostly because most people just don't read it anyway, because most people who've read it so far don't seem to like it. So if I'm being honest, the ending was kind of like a door slamming in the face, and I kind of want to keep it that way because I kind of liked it. So I don't think I'm gonna read the novella in this video. I rated it a 5 out of 5, of course. I kind of loved it. I feel like people might think the ending was a bit abrupt, but if I'm being honest, I can't see any other way this would have ended. So in a way, it was kind of a perfect ending, but also very abrupt. So 5 out of 5. Honestly, love these characters, love everything about them. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, but they finally got a therapist at the end of this book, and that's pretty much all I can tell you about the ending. Apparently, the novella is set a few years after, when they're like 23 or something, I think. I don't know, just reading the synopsis for it, I feel like it's gonna ruin the experience for me, so I'm just gonna keep it lying here for now until I feel like reading it. So I know I didn't do the full 24 hours, but this was mostly just to see if I could read the rest of the naturals within 24 hours. So I'm just gonna say this is the end of the video right here. A part of me thought I would read the novella in this video, but at the same time, I kind of didn't want to. I have a specific mood for when I want to read novellas, and right now it's really not it. So I'm just gonna leave it lying here for now. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Here are the rest of the books, and this was definitely an enjoyable experience. I'm definitely gonna read more mystery thriller books because this was definitely enjoyable for like one of my first time really getting into the mystery genre. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.